Begin what's trending in Abuja, with countless reactions from social media to the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's son, Abba Atiku, making the unexpected decision, as you see there, to ditch his father's former party, the People's Democratic Party, and join the ruling All Progressives Congress. Now, the defection was announced on Thursday at the National Assembly alongside APC leaders from the Northeast, with Abba describing the move as historic and personal. He even said that he wants to be instrumental in bringing President Tinubu's second term to life. But shortly after that revelation, the former vice president reacted himself swiftly to his son's decision. And in a Thursday evening post on X, Atiku seemed somewhat okay with his son's decision, saying, and I'll take Atiku's tweet, "The decision of my son, Abba Abubakar, to join the APC is entirely personal. In a democracy, such choices are neither unusual nor alarming, even when family and politics intersect. As a Democrat, I do not coerce my own children in matters of conscience, and I certainly will not coerce Nigerians. What truly concerns me is the poor governance of the APC and the severe economic and social hardships it has imposed on our people. I remain resolute in working with like-minded patriots to restore good governance and offer Nigerians a credible alternative that brings relief, hope, and progress." And I'll take one more reaction from Fisayo, who says, Atiku is in ADC, but his son, formerly of the PDP, has joined APC with a vow to work for Tinubu in 2027. Now, Atiku has released a statement defending his son's entirely personal decision, saying he won't coerce his son to act against his convictions. But you, an Ojuelegba-based civil servant earning $85K a month, have begun sharpening your machete to inflict damage on a fellow victim of Nigeria who won't vote for APC. Your tomfoolery is indescribable.
Very apt.
Very apt. And in a statement from the Lagos chapter of the APC, they basically asked the question that if a man's son deserts his political judgment, how do you expect an entire nation to support you? So how has all of this made Atiku's potential run for president more difficult? Dr. Abati, I'll start with you.
No, the people asking the question, saying, oh, if the son goes to another party, then it means why should the nation vote for the man? No, that's completely irrelevant. The son, Abba Abubakar, is an adult. He has, under the constitution of the country, the right to make his own choice. Politics is not something that is genetic. You can make your own choice, depending on your own circumstances and your own beliefs. And what the son of the Waziri Adamawa has said is that he believes in the Restore Hope agenda and that he wants to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027, and he wants to support him to be re-elected, and that he has been inspired by the likes of Senator Barau Jibrin, who is the Deputy Senate President. He was very clear enough, and he's an adult. He can make up his own mind. And it's just as well that his father says, well, it's a personal choice. He's not in a position to dictate either to Nigerians or to his own children, because this is a democratic process where people can make their own choices. And when we discussed this earlier on, I said this is not the first time this will happen. In March 1957, I said, in the federal elections, Alvan Ikoku, a renowned educationist in this country, whose image is on the 10 naira note of Nigeria, was in one political party, UNIP, United National Independent Party. His son, Samuel Ikoku, was in an action group. Both father and son wanted the same position in the Eastern Region House of Assembly. Now, the son defeated the father, and the son went ahead to become the leader of the opposition in that Eastern Nigeria House of Assembly. They didn't stop being father and son because they made different choices. In this case, Abba Abubakar is not running for presidency of Nigeria. He said he has a different person that should be president. So I don't see why people are now trying to say if his son rejects him, then it means he's not good enough for other Nigerians. No, that's too pedestrian, a way to see the matter.
As usual.
Very interesting.
Dr. Abati, one part you didn't say about that story,
Yes.
about Alva Nikokwa's son, is that after the son beats the father,
Yes.
Alvan's the son's re-election was now sponsored by his father.
Well,
So he didn't even stop him from because of the fact that they have political difference. After the son beat the father and Alva didn't get it and his son got it, when his son was about to go for re-election, the father now supported fully his son. So you see, I know they will make political capital out of it because that's what they look for. When you talk about the fact that there's unemployment, there's high cost of living, people are suffering, inflation is killing people now, they will act like an earthworm that they pour salt on. They don't want to hear that one. When you talk about the killing and insecurity, they don't want to discuss that one. It's conversations about, oh, the son they come to us and then you use to push propaganda. That is what is affecting. And that's why I believe in Fisayo's tweets when he said, somebody that is suffering from the destruction and the pain caused by decisions made in this country will be the one to be carrying the placard and be shouting to the earth and come back.
Yeah.
People have a right of different political will.
And as we talk...
And let me remind them, Aske has only one vote.
And, you
well,
know...
he has supporters. And he has a political organization, which is now Aske Bola Tinubu organization. And he has directed that all his supporters should move to that Aske Bola Tinubu organization. I think it adds color and meaning to the right to choose.
Certainly.
In a
He can't
democracy.
vote twice. It's only once he will vote.
He can mobilize people.
And we
Yes.
mobilize.
That's why he has it.
Other people too mobilize. But it's only once he will put a thumbprint on the ballot.
Yes, and as we...
Abi no be so. C'est fini là-bas.
And as we talk about politics, let's stay on this for one more story where new comments from the former vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Dati Baba Ahmed, have sparked controversy on social media after he said that anyone who wants a shot at beating President Tinubu in 2027 will have to have a red eye to do so. Now, Baba Ahmed made these comments during an interview released on Thursday on the show Nigeria Right Now. And in this interview, he emphasized that a hands-on, more ferocious approach to the opposition is the opposition's only chance. Let's watch.
Must be ready to, I'll use the word red eye. You must show your red eyes if you're going to defeat Tinubu. Because on that day that they're declaring the result, the people declaring a fake result are criminals. And those who are stopping the declaration of fake results are good citizens. So what they normally do is to tell the law enforcement, hey, look, these people are stopping me from declaring the wrong results. They are criminals, they are breaking your law. So,
And they are the ones breaking the law.
the ones breaking the law. Can you see, they are stopping me from committing a crime.
Yeah.
They are stopping me from, catch them, they are stopping me from rigging this election. Whoever is going to defeat Tinubu must do red eye, show red eye.
Now, with these comments, we're clearly seeing the former vice presidential candidate make it clear that there's a certain level of ruggedness, brutality even necessary for 2027. And while people may know this already, it's something else to say it out loud. Vimbai?
Well, I think that it's important that Baba Ahmed and commentators and all those engaged in the process remember and be reminded that what we seek for is a constitutional order. We don't seek for anarchy. We don't seek for a situation where red eye. No. I think that his advocacy is misdirected. He has highlighted realities that a lot of people can relate to. But we are still in a process of trying to lobby and push and encourage the National Assembly to push through the electoral reforms. And that's where I would have expected him to direct his energy towards. Because anarchy at the end of the day doesn't benefit anybody. Earlier this morning when we started the show, we were talking about the gun hegemony. And in essence, Baba Ahmed is saying that, oh, okay, the gun hegemony should be transferred from one place to the next place. And in the morning, we did a comparative analysis. We said, okay, let's look at the colonial era. There are scholars, I referred to J.F. Ade Ajayi of the Ibadan School of History, who says that, okay, colonialism wasn't the root of gun hegemony. When we talk gun hegemony, we talk about the politics of power, harsh politics, raw politics, Machiavellian politics. And there are examples that were given that, well, when the British write their own account, they say that, well, we encouraged them and we created the scenario. Now there's another group that are coming and saying that, oh, okay, in fact, it was the military rule that pushed us into this type of politics that we have today, and that created a constitution that doesn't allow for true federalism to be, and for true representation, and for each region to be able to realize its maximum potential, if I may say that. So I think a conversation we should be having is how not to move from one gun hegemony of colonialism to the next gun hegemony of military rule, into yet another gun hegemony where we are now saying we're doing election with red eye, grab it. No, that's insightful. And it's wrong. What we want to do is we want to sit down and say, how can we get this thing right in a civilized way, in an orderly way, and in a sustainable way that ensures that citizens' voices are heard, and that political class and elite class are not continuously oppressing the masses and having their way when the majority should be having their way at elections.
Okay, I want to question the metaphor. When Dr. Baba Ahmed says red eye, having a red eye is an allergy. You have glaucoma, you have conjunctivitis, you know, you have Apollo, if you want to use that expression. You can't see clearly. So that metaphor is questionable. But I get his point about the fact that people must fight for their rights. The way Mr. Peter Obi says, rigging is that rigging will be resisted. The other major point that he made is that there is no going to court, which is an expression of the fact that he personally has lost faith in the courts of the land. And he thinks that, you know, even the courts breach the Constitution. Those are the key points. The red eye doesn't look to me like the right kind of poverty. Because if you want to stop rigging, you must see clearly. If you have glaucoma, what are you going to stop?
With due respect, let me now reinterpret his red eye something.
Well, it's a clear metaphor. Red eye.
Let me reinterpret it. See, Dr. Abati, yes, we don't want elections where people peddle all sorts and manipulate. But were we not here when Jennifer got a red eye because Talk stabbed her because she wanted to vote in Lagos? Were we not here? Presidential election, they didn't carry Uru. Remember, no Uru. As they lost Lagos in presidential election, governorship election, some days Uru came out. We saw Uru. All of us saw the Uru everywhere to cleanse the land. So, you see, Nigeria election, you don't even need to have a red eye, Dr. Abati. The election will always give you red eye on its own. Because either beaten by political class. What are we saying, Dr. Abati? Let's go there. Okpe here. Where's Okpe? Okpe is not here. Didn't Okpe get a red eye for going to cover election and he was beaten by some people? Don't we know those people that beat Okpe? Our cameraman here. So what we are just begging is that let us stop red eye in election. Let the people will be done. But in terms of red eye, yakpa yaski, yakpa gan.